Well, we come to you live from Landover, Maryland. It's FedEx Field here, but the home of the Washington Redskins as they look to take on the Green Bay Packers. And it's the first ever Madden commentary here on this outstanding channel. We'll be back in a moment on the Packers Radio Network. There you go. It's a sellout full of goy here to watch this preseason matchup, this rigged matchup, as once again it's the Washington Redskins taking on the Green Bay Packers. Well, it's a new look here in the NFL in the offseason. Every single team released every single player on their roster and restarted. It's a fantasy draft. All the loons are in a different organization now, except one man, actually. That's Aaron Rodgers. The only one that matters, I guess. Whinebox. Darren Sproles, he's on a new team, obviously. And he is the man that's going to be taking this kick return back as he's waving to all the goy in the crowd. Opening kickoff is underway here. It's the Packers booting it off to the Redskins, and that's how this game is going to start. It's Marquette King, the Packer punter, to boot it deep. And that one is not going to be returned by Sproles. Down at the 25-yard line. There's a look at the fat-ass Mike McCarthy in his 12th season coaching the Packers. And coming out is the rookie, Deshaun Kaiser. This guy looks like he's a jagaloon. He has pretty good throwing power, but he, well, like most running quarterbacks, he's pretty inaccurate. Except Aaron Rodgers, that is. Also known as Whinebox. Well, this Packers defense is definitely a weakness. They gave up 28 points in the first preseason game, but they got the win thanks to their top-ranked offense. First play of the game is a handoff to Rawls for a 6-yard gain. Mike McCarthy looks like he's ready for a cheeseburger, and so does Jay Gruden. Two fat asses on the mound, actually on the sidelines. So a 6-yard gain on first down. Kaiser from the shotgun with a 4-receiver set drops back to pass. Has plenty of time, and that one is shot incomplete on the intended curl route. That pass was to the right of the receiver. So it's going to be third down and 5 as we take a look at the offensive line for the Redskins. A bunch of baggers. Take a look at the backs and receivers. Thomas Rawls, Darren Sproles, Mike Evans, and I didn't see who the other two guys were. I'm not sure I really care. Third down and 5 with 9:25 in the first quarter remaining. Another shotgun formation for the Redskins. Another Favre receiver set. Kaiser back to throw. He's got plenty of time. Dumps it off to... Was that Stephon Diggs? I believe it is. That's the first down. That's going to go for a 17-yard gain after he broke a tackle. Take a look at the replay there. That was a nice little out route to the sideline. And a nice little stiff arm move. A nice little juke to get past two defenders. It's going to be 1st and 10, and Washington Redskins will keep this drive alive. Last time the Packers matched up with the Redskins, it was last season. They lost. They looked embarrassing, especially their defense. Now, things haven't changed a whole lot since then. There's a handoff to Rawls. Decent gain. A Favre-yard gain. Anytime there's a Favre mentioned in the play, it's a good outcome. Even if it's an interception for 5 yards, you know. There's a take a look at the mediocre defense for the Green Bay Packers. Carlos Dansby, he's an old fart. Barkevius Mingo, he's got a cool name. Reggie Nelson, another old fart. Yeah. Jonathan Joseph. Darrell, the criminal Revis, is another bagger. Really, the only two cool players on this Packer team is Kristen George Michael and Niall Davis. Another shotgun formation. This time it's stuffed. Connor with the tackle, and Thomas Riles has 3 carries for 11 yards so far on this opening possession. The clock moves inside 8 minutes. Third down and 5. The Redskins are perfect converting in third down situations. This time from the I formation, it's a play action fake. Kaiser throws over the middle off balance, and it's caught by Diggs again. He bails him out. That was a nice throw on the run, and a nice catch in traffic by Stefon Diggs. I believe this bagger played for the Vikings before the fantasy draft. But for the second time on third down, Stefon Diggs made a nice catch, made a nice play upfield to keep the Washington drive moving. This time it's down to the 26. Definitely in field goal range for Washington. The rookie Kaiser has been playing like a veteran so far, and on first down, it's a handoff to Rawls, breaks through the crowd, open field, he's going to score. Thomas Riles gets into the end zone, and the Redskins fire the opening salvo. It is 6-0 here in the first quarter. Well, that was a nice tempo to the offense to start this ball game. The Redskins get on the board first. Thomas Riles breaks through into the open field and is untouched on his run to the end zone. Extra point is good right down the middle. It is now 7-0 Washington. I don't know who number 2 is, and I'm not sure I care. That was a 75-yard drive, and the Packers' mediocre defense has been exposed again. There's Whinebox. He's getting his offensive lineman all riled up here. 7:13 left in the first quarter, as this dumbass kicker is going to boot it, and Niall Davis, the Hall of Famer, is going to return it at the goal line. Past the 20 and down to the 23. And for the first time in this ball game, Aaron Rodgers in the offense will take the field. Well, in the first preseason game against the Eagles, Rodgers got a considerable amount of playing time. Played quite well with a high completion percentage, threw a couple of touchdown passes, and it was complemented by 3 touchdowns from Le'Veon Bell, so no complaints from this side of the ball. Packers come out with the I form, a 2-receiver set. Rodgers drops back to throw on first down, and he is brought down immediately. Well, we were just complimenting how there are no problems on this offense, especially with this line. And on the first play from scrimmage, Aaron Rodgers is sacked for a minimal loss. I don't want to see that replay again. It makes me want to vomit. It's now 2nd down and 14 after a 5-yard loss on the sack. Clock is down to 6:40. Rodgers works from the shotgun for the first time. Nelson, the left receiver. Cooper, the man on the right. It's a play action draw to Bell. And he's going to throw downfield. It's going to be caught wide open is Jared Cook, the tight end. A 38-yard gain and a first down for the Packers. Inside Washington territory for the first time. A nice play action fake from Whinebox. Obviously it confused the Washington defense. There was no one within 5 yards of Jared Cook, who was right down the middle of the field. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Washington 43-yard line. I don't know how much time Rodgers is going to see in this game. He might just get a quarter. Not a majority of the ball game like in week 1. Switches it up at the line. Now hands off on first down to Le'Veon Bell. Spins to his right, breaks a tackle. He's into open field to the 20, to the 10, and he is gone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Well, many critics and many baggers out there consider Le'Veon Bell to be the best back in the league, and he proved it there. Shot through the defensive line of Washington on the outside and spun his way to the end zone. Wide open running room on the right side of the line. So after a disappointing start to the drive on the first play sack, the Packers have some big plays to quickly get him down the field. It didn't even take 3 minutes off the clock as Will Lutz, yes, Will Lutz, ties the game up on the extra point. And through 4 minutes and change, we are tied at 7. So both defensives have been exploited so far. Marquette King is set to kick it deep for Darren Sproles, and it's going to be in the back of the end zone, and he's not going to return it. Takes a knee right by the K in the end zone, and Washington gets their second opportunity on the field. So hopefully the Packers defense can sure up a stop this time. As you forgot, if you have Alzheimer's, Thomas Rawls scored a long touchdown on the ground for the Redskins. Kaiser back to throw on first down, and a quick throw over the middle. That was a slant round intended for some idiot. He wasn't looking for the ball, and neither was the defender, Reggie Nelson. That bounced right off his helmet. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Well, he's a rookie. Rookies have a tendency to force things a little bit, and I think that's what Kaiser did on that play. In real life, he's the quarterback of the Cleveland Shits. On 2nd and 10, it's a handoff to Rawls, and Reggie Nelson makes up for the ball that bounced off his helmet on the last play to bring down Thomas Rawls for a loss of 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 13. That little run to the outside did not confuse the Packers secondary whatsoever. Now Washington comes out from the shotgun. It's a 4-receiver set. Under pressure, they're going to set up the screen, and it's going to go nowhere. Dumped it off to Darren Sproles, but he was tackled immediately. The 3rd tackle of the day from Connor. And it's going to be 4th and 15, a 3-and-out. We'll set up the Packers in decent field position here. Depending on the punt, it's the former Wisconsin Badger Brad Nortman set to kick it deep. And he does just that. Niall Davis is set to return, and he fields it from about the 28-yard line, gets up to the 33. Must be a Masonic event. So that's where Whinebox Rogers will set up for the 2nd time in this ball game with 4:34 remaining in the 1st quarter. 8 men in the box for Washington. 1 safety over the top. Rogers changes it. He changes it up at the line. Sorry about the stumbly words there. Back to throw on first down. Looking for a man. Has plenty of time. And he finds Amari Cooper, the young receiver, for a first down. What do you know? It's Aaron Rodgers. A throw that was right on the money. Puts the Packers in Washington territory for the 2nd time. This is kind of a repetitive theme here with this offense. They're hard to stop. Just a matter if the defense can come up and make some plays, which they did in the 2nd possession to set up Green Bay on this drive here. So it's going to be 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs. Washington will stack the box again, but this time there are 2 safeties back there, and it's going to be a handoff to Le'Veon Bell, and he gets minimal yardage. I don't even think he got a yard. No. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. As we take a look at the fat asses on the Packers' offensive line, they're pretty solid. I didn't get a chance to name them off, but there's Kristen George Michael, fucking beast. Of course, he was cut in real life before the start of training camp for God knows why. Actually, Brett Favre knows why. On 2nd and 10, Rodgers back to throw under pressure, and he's hit for the 2nd time and dropped. Robertson records his 1st sack of the preseason. Injuries are off, so Whinebox can get smashed as much as he wants. He's not going to get hurt, you know. We don't want injuries in the preseason. But Aaron didn't have much time to throw. And the center let off his block and let Robertson get a free shot at Rodgers. Jay Gruden looks nice and happy there on the Washington sideline. He's no Joe Gibbs, though. It's 3rd and long. It's a 7-7 game here as we draw somewhat close to the end of the 1st quarter. Rodgers with an empty backfield, 5-receiver set, drops back to pass on 3rd and 18 under pressure, and he's brought down again. This time Morgan makes the sack. What the fuck? 3 sacks so far given up by this quote-unquote good offensive line. Sets up a 4th and 32. And you guessed it, they're going to punt the ball away here. So a 3-and-out from the Packers side, a 3-and-out from the Washington side of the ball, and Marquette King gets his first opportunity to boot it deep. Got one of the strongest legs in the NFL, and this one's going to bounce at the goal line into the end zone, and Washington will take over at the 20. This is my first broadcast doing a Madden game, so if I stumble around and don't make that much sense, I apologize. I'll get better with practice. I'm a baseball guy, you know. Kaiser comes out from the I formation to start this drive with roughly 2 minutes left in the drive. Or in the quarter, I'm sorry. Thomas Rawls, he is just breaking tackles, putting out stiff arms, juking around, fucking around, and battles ahead for a first down. That time, Washington called a run off tackle on the right side, and Thomas Rawls used his quick acceleration to get a first down, and he also used his strength. This time they're going to run to the right, sheds a tackle, and he is wrapped up. It took 2 guys to bring him down. That was Reggie Nelson and Barcavius Mingo for a gain of 3. Sets up a 2nd and 7. Listen to that shitty music playing in the background. Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, 2 receivers are going to line up here. It doesn't matter. They're going to hand it off to Thomas Rawls. He's getting a lot of work here in the first quarter. That's his 8th carry. Carlos Dansby, the old fart, makes the tackle. All I have to bring up when it comes to Carlos Dansby is the 2009 divisional game against the Arizona Cardinals. Do your history. Kaiser back to throw on 3rd and 6, finds his tight end right over the middle of the field, and he just drops to the turf. Was that Fedorovich? I don't know who that guy is, and I'm not sure I really care. The whistles blow, and that's it. 3 quarters of mediocre preseason football left. 7-7 is our score. Yeah, I'm not doing any shitty advertisements. Snickers, pretty mediocre. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis are not commentating this game. It's the Hall of Fame Journal-Sentinel mailer, Dustin Lutz, calling the action here. Actually, I'm calling it from my bedroom. Aha, aha, aha. All right, 1st and 10 from the shotgun. It's a handoff to the left side to Rawls. He's going to break another large run, and he is going to score another Washington touchdown. This fucking asshole breaks free into the open field and scores. He exploits this weak run defense. I don't know. That was a mental error on somebody. Well, to start things off, Barcavius Mingo completely whiffed on the tackle, and that secondary was well out of position to set up that long run. You think they would have learned from the first time, but I guess not. This guy's going to be... Barcavius Mingo, man, if he keeps that up, he's going to be working at the Journal in no time. Alright, this asswipe drills the point after. It is now 14-7. Redskins. A highly controversial name in today's society. The Redskins. Well, hopefully the Packers can answer back. Seems like they're going to have to score on every single possession here, pretty much. Here's the kickoff. It's the Hall of Famer Niall Davis to return it. Decent block getting upfield, and he gets to the 30-yard line. All right. Almost stumbled over my words again. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm really not. There's Rodgers for the 3rd time. And there's a flashback to the previous drive where he was sacked twice to set up the nice 3 and out. Let's hit X to skip that shit. We don't want to see that. Alright. McCarthy, yeah, he's flipping through the playbook here. Looking for something to call. Alright, here we go. The Packers have 2 receivers lining up to the left. It's going to be a play action. Rodgers back to throw, has plenty of time. He's going to show off the arm strength and go deep. And it's caught by Nelson at the 14. Well, he's Mr. Deep Threat, Aaron Rodgers. He is prone to make the Hail Marys work. He did it again. Firing a bomb up to Jordy Nelson deep into Washington territory, into the red zone to the 14-yard line. So on just 3 passing attempts, Aaron Rodgers already has 120 yards through the air. Now on first down, Rodgers changes it up at the line, and he's going to hand it off to Bell on the right side. Breaks a tackle, and he's down near the 10 to the 12. That was just his 3rd carry of the ball game. I don't know why they keep showing Mike McCarthy. Show something else. Show some big cans in the crowd or something. 2nd down and 8. Same formation. Packers coming out in the eye. And this time it's a handoff to the left side. Bell breaks a tackle. He inches closer and closer to the first down, inside the 10 down to the 8. Bell with the tackle, his 2nd of the ball game. And the Packers are now going to come out in a shotgun with 8:10 left in the half. Rodgers, the lone man in the backfield. Drops back to throw on 3rd down. He's rolling to his left. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to dive and lose the football, and Washington's going to recover it. So the first turnover of the preseason, of this preseason game, is recorded by your Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. He was gang tackled and could not retain possession, and Bell, who made the tackle on the previous play, recovers the fumble. Rodgers had the first down, but he just couldn't get down in time. Oh, there's Richard Sherman. I guess that idiot plays for the Redskins now. So it's going to set up Washington on their own 6-yard line. They got a long field ahead of them. Unless Thomas Rawls breaks a 94-yarder, hands it off to the right side, and he's just bouncing off tackles, bouncing off bodies, and gets 6 on the play. 2nd down and 5. 10 carries and over 140 yards on 2 touchdowns. It's a solid preseason game, but doesn't count for jack shit. It just increases your confidence a little bit. Or maybe I read it wrong. I think it was 110. Alright, anyways, Kaiser back to throw on 2nd and 4, and he finds his man. I don't know who that is, but whatever, he made the catch to the 25-yard line, and Washington has themselves a nice little drive here. Starting up as we approach the midway point here in the 2nd quarter. Kaiser hands it off to Rawls, and he is brought down immediately by Devon House, who is in his 2nd tenure with the Packers. He was originally drafted back in, 2011, I believe. And he was brought back in this offseason. He is one of the few Packers to remain on the team after the fantasy draft. So it's going to be 2nd and 11. Another handoff to Rawls. He's getting a lot of work. Gets a yard or 2 on that carry. Linebackers are starting to sure up a little bit. Carlos Dansby making a solid wrap-up tackle. He gets accredited with it at least. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 with a 4-receiver set. Sproles the lone back, and Kaiser drops back to throw. Throws it over the middle, and it's going to be caught by Sproles, who was running a streak up the middle of the field, and he keeps the Washington drive going. Darren Sproles, the old man, makes the catch and puts Washington in Green Bay territory by a tick, by a cunt here. It's on the 49. 5:07 left. Another handoff to Thomas Rawls, brought down immediately by Carlos Dansby again. The old man putting in that work. He be grinding out there. 3 tackles for the 35-year-old former Arizona Cardinal. So take a look at the replay there. And maybe this defense is starting to shore up a little bit. Either way, it's 2nd down and 10. Kaiser works from the shotgun. Back to throw. He's got pressure, gets rid of the ball, and he finds his man on the outside to the right, streaking over the middle of the field down to the 22. Kaiser 7 for 9 or 108 yards through the air. That was Devon House with the coverage, and he tried to go for the big play, tried to get the interception, and he whiffed. What a surprise. Actually, I think that was, I don't know what that was. Is that Jonathan Joseph? It's hard to commentate and paying attention at the same time, I guess. Here's a handoff to Rawls, and he's brought down by Lynch. Or Logan. Man, I'm making a lot of mistakes here. That's alright, it's preseason. To the 20, so Washington is officially in the red zone. Just 3:35 left in the half. So you'll be seeing all the starters coming out for the third quarter. That means that the beast Cullen Clemens will be coming in. There's another handoff to Rawls. He's brought down immediately. That's Darrell Revis with the tackle in his 11th season. So after a minimal loss, the Redskins are probably going to abandon the running game for this next play. On 3rd and 10, back to throw is Kaiser. Fires over the middle, and the tight end made the catch, but it was jarred loose by Connor. So it's going to be 4th down, and Washington's going to bring out the special teams unit. I can't tell who that kicker is. I really can't, but either way, he's in to attempt, what is that, a 35-yarder? And he drills it. Splits the uprights. Makes it 17-7. The Washington Redskins have the lead. And hopefully Rodgers and company can turn around and make something happen. Davis at the return at the goal line. Takes this one down to the 24. So just a yard short of where the drive would have been set up if he would have taken a knee in the end zone. Well, little 3-minute drill here. Let's see what Rodgers and company can do with their 4th possession. Washington extended their lead thanks to a 35-yard field goal on the last drive. Rodgers drops back to throw now. Fires it to his tight end, Jared Cook. On the right side, Rodgers is 4 for 4. That's going to be a 1st down to the 48. He had a lot more time to throw, and he found someone. The most accurate quarterback in the league, I would have to say, is the 33-year-old Aaron Rodgers from Cal in his 13th NFL season. Thank you, Wikipedia. Actually, I already knew that. 1st and 10, Rodgers is going to hand this one off to Le'Veon Bell, and he's going to get next to nothing. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. We'll be back after this water break. 17-7 Redskins. There's a look at the line score so far up to this point. We are at the 2-minute mark, with the Packers at midfield, exactly at the 50. Green Bay finds themselves down by 10 points. Just 10 offensive plays so far, though, for the Packers. Rodgers works. Behind center, now drops back to throw. Looking for a man, scrambles to his right. He's got nothing. He's going to heave it to his running back. Complete pass. Rodgers had a lot of time to throw it, but no one was getting open. Bell got open at the last second, but Whinebox made an off-balance throw. 3rd and 9 at midfield. He's back to throw again. Fires it deep, and it's caught. An off-balance catch made by number 17. Who is that? I got to get used to these players here. That's Robert Woods, the 25-year-old, making the catch. I thought that was Devontae Adams for a second, but I forgot. It's a fantasy draft. Puts the Packers within striking distance now. At the 23-yard line, these Bagger fans are getting up and hooting and hollering. Hand off to Le'Veon Bell to the right side, finds a juke, and he is just forcing his way to the 10. He carried a couple of linebackers with him. Still plenty of time on the clock. Don't have to rush. 1:08 and ticking. The Packers down by 10. Washington stacks the box now. Rodgers audibles out of what he was doing before. Now drops back the pass. Looks for a man. Rolls to his left. Dumps it out to Bell in the backfield, and he's brought down for a short 2-yard reception. Made the safe throw and found Le'Veon Bell in the flats. It's going to be 2nd and goal now with the ball at the 8-yard line. Packers looking to improve their record to 2-0 here in this preseason. 5-receiver set again. Rodgers from the shotgun. Drops back to throw on 2nd and goal. And he has his man. Vincent Jackson, the old fart, makes the catch wide open in the end zone, and the Packers shrink the deficit. It is now 17-13 Washington. With 28 seconds left in the half, Aaron Rodgers fires a dart on the curl route from Vincent Jackson. Well executed. I'm sure they really worked on that one during the week in practice. Either that or they were banging hookers, one of the two. Either way, Will Lutz is in for the extra point to shrink the Washington lead by 3. It is now 17-14. Marquette King set to kick it deep once again. Probably for the last time in this game. Darren Sproles has a returnable kick here. He is going to return it for the first time. Brought down at the 21, so a loss of Favre if you would have just need it. Let's see what Washington does with just 24 seconds left in the half. The rookie starting quarterback has performed quite well. Keizer, whatever the fuck his name is. Gotta get used to these guys. It's not Madden 07 anymore. There's a handoff to the right side by Thomas Rawls. Brought down immediately. That is McKinley with the tackle. Washington will not stop the clock. And that is probably going to take us to the half. They line up, but the clock runs out. So we are through 20 minutes of play here from Landover, Maryland. I saw some sloppy defense from both sides. It is 17-14. Washington has the lead. Time to see all the baggers in the second half. I gotta see this. That's Cullen Clemens out there. Well, we're back here from Washington. Actually, it's Landover, Maryland. It should be the Maryland Redskins. What the hell? Second half is about to start. Packers get the ball. They find themselves down by 3, and some nobody is going to return it to the 19. That was a pretty shitty return. I think that was Leotis McKelvin. Oh, well. These guys are probably going to be bagging groceries in a couple weeks. So here comes Cullen Clemens. He's a beast. That's why he's on my team. Backed up the legendary Brett Favre for one season back in 2008 and became a Hall of Famer ever since. Opening play here in the second half is a handoff to Kristen George Michael on the right side, and he finds a nice hole for the 13-yard gain. Way to go, Kristen George Michael, you beast. Yeah, he sounds excited. Listen to that. Alright, sets things up at the 33-yard line. Conspiracy. 9:20 Favre left in the third quarter. Green Beckham, the man on the run. It's a play-action fake, and Clemens fires up the gut, and it's going to be caught by Robert Woods for a first down. Inside Washington territory to the Favre 8-yard line. Isn't that exciting? Actually, Mike McCarthy looks quite bored watching all these baggers get some preseason action. Obviously, except for Kristen George Michael, Cullen Clemens, and that's pretty much it. Packers with a single back formation now on 1st and 10. It's a handoff to Michael right up the middle, and it's going to be another first down. A 10-yard carry for Kristen Michael. 2 carries, 23 yards in his second season with the Packers. The Packers decided to bring him back with the fantasy draft. Dorial Green Beckham lines up on the right, Robert Woods on the left. Cullen Clemens drops back the pass on 1st down and 10, and he lobs this one to the left side to his tight end. That is... who is that? Come on, stat tracker. D. Waller. I don't know. I guess it's D. Waller who made the catch. I mean, he's a tight end. At least I got that right. 2nd and 5. Green Bay is slowly penetrating that Washington defense a little bit deeper. It's a play-action fake. Clemens has to get rid of it, feeling pressure, and he does. It's going to be caught by the veteran Vernon Davis now in his 12th season. He makes his first catch of the preseason. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, I would have to say. Moves this Packer offense to the 25-yard line. Sets up another 1st down. As you take a look at the offensive breakdown so far for the Packers, 11 passes, 9 runs, pretty well balanced from Mike McCarthy's offensive scheme. Now Clemens switches it up. It's the weak guy formation, drops back to pass on 1st and 10, and on a slant to the left, he finds Dorial Green-Beckham down inside the 15 to the 10-yard line. That completion puts Green Bay over 200 receiving or 200 passing yards on the day. Colin Clemens is far for Favre. That's what happens when you back up Brett. You just become a beast. Now Washington really stacks the line. They're expecting to run, but Colin Clemens is no moron. Unless it's some sort of fake. Drops back to throw on 1st and 10. He's got pressure. He rolls out to his left. He's going to take it himself, and he is going to get brought down at the 1-yard line. It's an 8-yard carry from Colin Clemens on the scramble. Hey, it doesn't matter how you get that yardage. Colin Clemens, he's no Michael Vick out there, but he didn't want to risk throwing it downfield, and he tucked it away himself and almost scored a touchdown against some 3rd and 4th string baggers. So it sets things up on the goal line. 2nd and goal at the 1. Kristen Michael has been substituted out to catch a breather or take a shit, one of the two. It's Niall Davis, another legend, in at tailback. It's a little foreshadowing. You're going to hand it to him, and he isn't going to go anywhere. Stuffed like a turkey at the 1. Well, Mike McCarthy doesn't look overly pleased. Niall Davis couldn't even bust it in from the 1-yard line. Last season with the Packers, Niall Davis had 5 carries for 5 yards, so he's perfect with that average so far. 3rd and goal at the 1. Same formation, they're going to do the same play, and this time Davis stumbles into the end zone for a Packer touchdown. So Green Bay takes the lead here in this meaningless preseason game. A 1-yard carry from Niall Davis puts the Packers up 20-17. Will Lutzen to kick the extra point. Would put the Packers up by Favre. There's the snap, and the kick is almost blocked. But Will Lutz drills it regardless. Well, his number is as close to Favre as you're going to get, so that's why he's number 3. Actually, that was just circumstance. It's a good choice. Kristen Michael is really the star in that drive, though. He had a nice, couple nice carries to set up the Packers deep into Washington territory. So with 5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter, that was a pretty time-consuming drive. Marquette King kicks it deep, and Mel Gibson, I don't know what his first name is, but we'll go with that, he downs it in the end zone. Here come the Washington offensive backups for the first time. They will start this drive at the 25. Nick Foles is in at quarterback for Washington. On 1st down, here's the first play of the drive. It's a handoff to the speedy Darren Sproles. Solid carry, gain of 8 yards. That's things up to the 33-yard line. With 4 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the 3rd, the Redskins will take the lead if they score a touchdown on this drive. But the Packer backups are going to try to prevent that. That's why they're playing defense. 2nd and 2. It's another play-action fake, actually. Foles rolls out to his right, and he finds his tight end. That's going to be, I don't know, Paul. I don't know, is that Paul McCartney? It's not Paul McCartney, but regardless, That's a 13-yard reception. Actually, it's more than that. No, it's not. It's a 13-yard game. It's preseason, folks. 1st and 10. Handoff to Darren Sproles, spinning his way to midfield. And just inside Green Bay territory, Darren Sproles takes it to the 48. That was Levine with the tackle. 2nd and 5. Foles has thrown the ball just once. Clock is ticking. He's really adjusting his helmet. You better hurry up, you slow bagger. Fuller, the man in motion to the left, and it's a handoff to Darren Sproles, and he almost broke a big one. Gets the first down, and almost for the 3rd time in this ball game, a Washington running back, and he almost took it to the house, but T.J. Watt, the rookie from Wisconsin, brought him down. That's a kid that's going to see a lot of work in the preseason. He's going to be competing for the starting outside linebacker job. The 22-year-old brother of the big asshole J.J. Foles on play action, drops back to throw, and fires a miserable pass out of bounds. So Foles is now 1 for 2. I guess that's why he's a backup. He had a somewhat decent career in Philadelphia, stuck around there for a couple of years. Not nearly as knowledgeable about today's league as, the old PS2 Madden days. But Foles works from the shotgun, I know that. Far receiver set, drops back on 2nd and 10, under pressure, and the defensive tackle misses. He now rolls to his right. He's still going to be brought down. That is Harold recording his first sack. 2nd tackle, 1st sack for E. Harold. I'm going to have to study these first names here. 1st sack here from the backup defensive players for the Packers. Sets up a 3rd and 15. Backs up Washington to the 45-yard line, where Foles will work from the shotgun once again. Clock at 2 minutes. Sproles is out. Foles is back. He's under pressure. Fires to his right. And it's a diving catch made by the sideline by his tight end. I don't know. Paul? Yeah, Paul. He made the catch. Jay Gruden looks happy. He was right there to see that. That was an errant pass. That was over his head, but he made a beautiful diving catch. Reeled it in and set up Washington in the red zone. Now on 1st and 10, he's back to throw. Has plenty of time. Now rolls to his right. Line is breaking down, and he just fires it out of bounds as he takes a hit. So Foles is now 2 for 5. Outside of that spectacular catch and that good run by Darren Sproles, I've been pretty impressed by the Packer backups so far at this point. It is 21-17 Green Bay with 1:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Foles works with a single back formation, drops back to pass at 2nd and 10, and fires quickly to his tight end Paul. Made the catch, but the hit jarred the ball loose. That was Richardson with the hit. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Washington is clearly in field goal range, but a field goal will still retain the Packer lead. Foles works from the shotgun now. 3 receiver set, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Drops back to throw, fires it in the end zone, and it's nearly intercepted by the Packers safety, Levine Sr. And that's going to set up a 4th down. And from here, it's going to be about a 34-yard field goal attempt. They're not going to go for it on 4th down. Here comes the Washington special teams with 1:09 left in the 3rd quarter. Come on, assholes, snap the ball. So here's the snap, and the kick is up. Just to the left, but he still drills it. Washington makes it a 1-point game after another long possession here in this quarter. With 1:09 left here in the 3rd, it is 21-20 Green Bay. Robert Woods is set to take things back, and he has himself some nice blocking up the field, and he brings it to the 28. Solid return by Robert Woods, the young receiver, getting some action here in the 3rd quarter as a returner. So Kellen Clemens sets up the offense at the 28-yard line. Changes it up at the line. Now hands off to Kristen Michael, who has nice blocking and gets himself a first down. That was a gain of 12 on the play. Actually, a gain of 10. Sets things up with 35 seconds left in the quarter at the 38. In their own territory. It is 21-20 Green Bay. I formation. Clemens hands it off to the right. Kristen Michael gets minimal yardage. Actually, it is a short loss. A loss of 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards. They mark it as a 2nd and 12. And that is most likely going to be the final play here in the third quarter. And it is. The whistle blows. Washington gets a field goal to narrow the deficit. And after 3 quarters here in Landover, Maryland, it is 21-20 Green Bay. Welcome back to FedEx Field here in Landover, Maryland. It's not in fucking Washington like everyone thinks. The fourth quarter is just about ready to get underway here. The first play from scrimmage will be an empty backfield. 5 receiver set for Clemens. Drops back the pass on 2nd and 12. Has time now. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have time. He's brought down. It's Janoris Jenkins recording his first sack. Makes it 3rd and long. That's the 4th time in this ball game that a Packer quarterback has been sacked. Aaron Rodgers, he was hit 3 times. Colin Clemens was just brought down for his first sack. Another empty backfield, another 5 receiver set on 3rd and 24. Clemens drops back to pass. Has time, fires it deep down the field, and it is almost intercepted. That was a deep bomb to Kristen Michael, who was playing on the outside at receiver. That brings up a 4th and 24. The Green Bay Packers are going to have to punt the ball, and there's their special teams unit. Marquette King is out with one of the strongest Das boots in the business. A booming kick down to right around the 19-yard line, and a minimal return to the 23. That was about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Washington has an opportunity to take the lead on this possession. Let's see if Nick Foles and company can do so. They have plenty of time left. The 4th quarter just began. First play from scrimmage is a play action. Foles has plenty of time. He is actually hit. He loses the football, and the offensive lineman jumps on it. That was Harold who recorded his 2nd sack. Brings up a 2nd and 18. Green Bay has more offensive yardage than the Redskins. The Redskins have more rushing yards. Foles from the shotgun again. He's under pressure, drops back, fires over the middle, and it's almost picked off. Devon House almost came up with the huge interception, and Nick Foles has not had a ton of success throwing downfield. He's just 2 for 7 so far. Sets up a 3rd and 18. He's not going to come from the shotgun. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. 8:27 left. Foles back to pass. Fires, and it's going to be caught for a first down. He was brought down by Levine there, and it looked like he got away with a face mask. When he went for that tackle, he was trying to wrestle him out of bounds towards the Packers sideline, and I could have swore he got the mask. It's not called, though. Washington continues to drive, and Foles is going to find Paul, his tight end, and Paul is going to take it to the end zone. And just like that, Washington takes the lead. Once again, this dreadful secondary is being exploited. Washington takes a 26-21 lead, and they're going for 2. If they go for 2, the Packers will have to get a touchdown and an extra point to tie the game. Foles is going to work from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off, and Sproles loses the football. It's going to be a fumble. It's recovered by the defensive tackle. He's got a long way to run, but he is streaking down the sideline past midfield, and he's going to take it all the way to the house for 2 points. Well, that backfired. 2-point conversion is good for the Packers instead. Thanks to the first fumble from Wormley. He took it all the way back, and the Packers get 2 points out of it. So Green Bay finds themselves down by just 3 after that long return from Wormley. That's going to keep them around for a little bit longer. Just a 3-point game now as the Packers get possession. Robert Woods takes this one past the 25 to the 28. Let's see what Cullen Clemens can do. Let's see if he can muster up some offense to put the Packers back on top. First play from scrimmage is a handoff to Kristen Michael, and he gets a solid run. That was a 6-yard gain by the Packers' little scat back, Kristen Michael. 2nd down and 5. With 7:10 left in this ball game. Davis in at tight end. Cullen Clemens back to throw. Makes the safe throw, and it is dropped. That was Aaron Jones, the rookie, seeing his first action in the game. Clemens had to get rid of it. He threw to the right. He had Aaron Jones, but could not maintain possession after the hit. So it's 3rd and 4. Clemens back to pass. Has time. Rolls to his right. He's going to take it himself for a first down. And he's going to slide at the 44. And he's going to keep this Packers drive alive. It's going to eat some clock.
Maybe you've got an infection.
Cullen Clemens takes it himself.
The surgery?
16 rushes and 14 passes for the Packers offense in this game. They've seen a lot of the running game so far. Now on 1st and 10, Clemens drops back to throw. As a man fires it into coverage, that's going to be incomplete. Over the middle of the field. That was intended for his tight end. Vernon Davis brings up a 2nd and 10. I'm a baseball commentator. Getting a little fatigued here as we approach the late stages in this ball game. It's 2nd and 10. Clemens on play action drops back and fires a strike to Dorial Green Beckham for a first down deep into Washington. Well, not deep, but into Washington territory regardless, to the 41. So a solid drive that's taken up a lot of time. Clemens 5 for 8 with 62 yards on the day so far. Calling it at the line, calling an audible. On 1st and 10, a handoff to Kristen Michael with open running room. Gets the first down and more. Puts a stiff arm on the free safety. And he is eventually wrapped up by the same safety inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. So Kristen Michael has had himself a hell of a preseason game. Sets up a 1st and goal for the Packers. A touchdown will give the Packers the lead. A field goal will tie the game. Thanks to that 2-point conversion that was brought the other way on the fumble. Single back formation. Clemens back to throw on 1st and goal. Rolls to his right. Fires a strike into the end zone. And he overthrows his tight end Waller. It's incomplete. Well, it's going to be 2nd and goal with the ball on the 8-yard line. Just inside 5 minutes left in this game. 4:58 is our clock. Same formation, single back. On 2nd and goal, Clemens drops back to throw. He's got time, he's going to have to get rid of it now. Now he fires it over the middle of the field, and it's almost intercepted, incomplete. Clemens is 5 for 10 now. He felt the pressure. The line eventually broke down there, and while scrambling to his right, Clemens had to get rid of it. But he almost made a disastrous throw. Fired it right at the defensive back who cannot maintain possession. That's going to set up a 3rd and goal now. Staunch defense for the Redskins so far in this part of the field. Clemens is going to work from the shotgun with an empty backfield. 4 receiver set, 1 tight end. Clock ticking down. On 3rd and goal, he fires it up the middle. That's going to be Aaron Jones making the catch, but it's going to be a 4th and goal. And at the 1-yard line in this meaningless preseason game, what are the Packers going to do? Why not? They're going to go for it. They're going to go farve it. 4th and goal. Here in the 4th quarter. A touchdown puts the Packers up. Clock inside 10 now. Clemens hands it off. It's going to be stuffed. Janovic can't get in. And just like that, Washington has the football. They have the football and they have the lead. 3-point lead here with 4 minutes remaining, and they're probably going to be in kill the clock mode. First play from scrimmage is a handoff to Sproles, and he gets nothing. Sproles gets his 4th carry of the ball game, keeps that clock moving. Ball is still at the 1-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Saubert, the tight end in motion to the right, hands it off. This is to Darren Sproles, and once again, he gets a carry and gets 2 yards, so it moves things up to the 3. Clock is going to move around the 3-minute mark now. Got the accelerated clock on, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time judging when it's going to stop exactly. On 3rd down, they run it, and it's going to be Burkhead who gets a 4-yard gain. So the Redskins run it 3 consecutive times, and it's going to be a 3-and-out. Brad Nortman is set to punt it deep for Washington, and Green Bay is going to have good field position with a chance to win this game. There's the punt. It's a boomer. That is Robert Woods who's going to return it. Spinning his way past midfield. A nice return to the 48. With 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in this game, the Packers have an opportunity to win it. Cullen Clemens, let's see if he learned anything from the legendary Brett Favre, the greatest human being of all time, the comeback king. On 1st down, Clemens dumps it off to his running back, Kristen Michael, for a short gain. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It's going to set up a 2nd and 4 after this short water break, if I had any. Well, we're back here at FedEx Field. The Packers have the ball with 2 minutes left in this game. They find themselves down by 3. It is 26-23, Washington with the lead, and the Packers have the ball on the Washington 42-yard line. Cullen Clemens is the man at quarterback, trying to lead this victorious drive down the field. Back on shotgun, the throw on 2nd down, fires over the middle, and it's going to be caught by the rookie, Aaron Jones. He dropped the pass earlier, made up for it this time. He made the catch and kept this drive going for the Packers. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. 5 receivers set. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Clemens drops back to throw with 1:36 left. As something downfield fires it deep, and it's over the head of the safety into the end zone for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones makes the catch, and the Packers take the lead. How? I don't know. Boy, that was an exploitation in the coverage right there. A little bit of a mismatch. The safety was biting up, and Cullen Clemens fired a strike right over the head of him into the hands of Aaron Jones, who made a dive for the end zone, and just like that, the Packers take a 5-point lead. The extra point attempt from Will Lutz is up and good. And with 1:30 left, it is now 30-26 Packers. It's been an exciting preseason so far if you're a Packer fan. A lot of offense in that first game. They put up 54 points. And they put up 30 so far tonight. But you gotta like the 2-minute drill that they've been running so far. Kick it deep. and it's going to be kneeled in the end zone by Jackson, and Washington's going to take over from the 25. Let's see how they run their 2-minute drill. It's Nick Foles out at quarterback to lead the offense. This would be a huge stop if the Packers could get a turnover or stop Washington in general. Something they've had a problem doing all day long. First play from scrimmage. Foles drops back, fired it to his intended receiver, Royal, and he did not make the catch. The hit jarred the ball out. Not a fumble. Didn't have full possession of it. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Still at the 25-yard line. Foles comes from the shotgun again. Packer safeties back up, feeling pressure, and Foles had to get rid of it and threw it almost right into the hands of the Packers defensive back. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10. That's a big stop. Packers playing a very vanilla defense so far on this drive. They've been calling a man-to-man, a cover 2. The 2 safeties dropping back deep. On 3rd and 10, Foles drops back from the shotgun again. He's got more time. Fires this one up, and it's nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Levine. He's seen a lot of action. His 2nd pass deflection of the night is going to be a 4th down, and Washington has to go for it. This is the ball game right here. 3 consecutive vanilla calls here from this Packer defense from the nickel. What's a nickel? Well, don't ask Brett. He doesn't know. 1:16 left in this game. Same formation on both sides of the ball. Foles from the shotgun drops back on 4th down, staying in the pocket, and fires a dart, and the Packers defense gives up huge yardage again. Foles finds his receiver down into Packer territory to the 43. Now rushes everyone up back to the line. On 1st and 10, Foles back to throw. Now he fires over the middle again. That's caught by his tight end, Paul. Inside a minute now, 50 seconds left in this game. Packers going with the dime. Now they switch it up at the line. Sproles is the last man back on the Washington side. Foles drops back the pass, field the pressure, hit and sacked. Bullard made the hit. Washington has 3 timeouts, but they're not using any of them. Now drops back the pass on 2nd and 18. Good protection. Now the protection breaks down, and Foles is hit and sacked again. That was Harold with the sack. I don't even have time to fully commentate on the play here. 3rd and 20. They're going to take a shot to the end zone. It's going to be a flag. It's going to be a false start. With 8 seconds left in this game, that's going to move Washington back 3 more yards. They need a touchdown to win it here. Packer defense looks tired, but you know they're going to be playing in prevent. Washington's going to take a couple shots to the end zone. From 3rd and 25 and a 31. Foles back to throw. Fires deep into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Sets up a 4th and 25, and this is the ball game right here. If Washington scores a touchdown, they win it. If not, the Packers come out victorious. The ball is going to be at the 31-yard line on a 4th and 25 scenario. Foles is getting some good work in here in the preseason. Prevent defense for the Packers. This is the last play. Fires it up, and it's incomplete. Batted down, and the Packers win it. That pass wasn't even going to make it to the end zone. That was a poor throw from Nick Foles. It was nearly intercepted, and that's how the ball game will end. The Packers come out victorious 30-26. They come from behind thanks to Cullen Clemens. An exciting ball game here from Landover, Maryland. I promise you I'll improve on my football commentary a little bit. Until next time, I don't think I'm going to be bringing you another meaningless preseason game. Once again, until next time, good night, good luck.